Good evening. I'm Jay, the Director of YPC Sandbox 2022. I'm happy to see many innovative and passionate pharmacy friends here and would like to warmly welcome you joining us in the inaugural YPC Sandbox, held by the Pharmaceutical Society of Singapore, Young Pharmacists Chapter. Allow me to share my slides. PSS has always advocated for the advancement of professional pharmacy practices, and we would like to provide a platform where pharmacists like you can express and realize their ideas, utilizing PSS networks to connect with relevant expertise and source for resources for their projects. From this idea, YPC Sandbox was born to encourage innovation and collaboration in pharmacy nationwide and advance our profession together. In the continuously evolving healthcare landscape, pharmacy has withstood the test of time, constantly innovating and improving in our practices to solve existing problems while tackling new challenges. While we celebrate our achievements in the past, we must not forget to look into how we can continue to innovate to support continuity of our contributions to healthcare for generations to come. Building on this, the theme of YPC Sandbox this year is Sustainable Pharmacy in Singapore. To let you know what we are looking out for, let me take this opportunity to introduce the concept of sustainability. The term sustainable development was first defined in 1987 as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. There are several key concepts elucidated from this definition. Firstly, we look at the time frame of sustainable development, which considers the importance of both the present needs and the future needs on our journey. Secondly, sustainability focuses on the needs and not wants of humanity, which provides opportunities for us to review lifestyles and inherent constructs in our society. As you might have realized, sustainability is more than just thinking about our natural environment. In order to achieve sustainability, there are three main pillars of sustainable development, namely the social, economic, and environmental pillars. The economic pillar looks at keeping human-made capital and human capital intact in order to achieve sustained humanity's well-being over time. In other words, we aim to have consistent sustenance in material wealth and mental wealth. In the 20th century, traditional economic frameworks teaching us to look into demand and supply relationships within the market have been useful in propelling growth and material wealth. However, we are beginning to understand that the economy is not just an isolated entity, but something that's embedded within the society and the natural environment, with complex interactions with these ecological systems. The household and the commons are also key players in sustenance of this economy. After hearing this, you might be rethinking about what it means for an economy or a business to be sustainable. One way to think of a truly sustainable economy is that it should be grounded in distribution of material and mental resources and be regenerative by itself, taking into account workers' well-being, responsible capital management, and corporate governance, and aims to prosper without unnecessary expansion or resource drainage from our ecosystem. The social pillar focuses on the social fabrics that creates and holds our society together, such as concepts of trust, diversity, self-learning, self-organization, and common meaning as foundations of an adaptive community, which is also what brings you and I together in this discussion on sustainability too. This pillar explores cohesion, reciprocity, and honesty that shapes our behaviors and aims to remove structural barriers to essential human needs such as health, impartiality, influence, competence, and meaning-making. This communal space enables interaction and collaboration between individuals and groups and acts as a powerful force in shaping communal behavior and social norms which will make or break sustainable development efforts. The environmental pillar, I feel, is something that's most easily visualized, but also the most difficult to empathize with. This pillar focuses on the continued sustenance of finite natural resources in our ecosystem, such as land, air, water, and minerals. It ranges from individual acts of reducing, reusing, and recycling waste to collaborative, innovative development of green technologies and governing strategies to promote green economic sectors, alongside the reorganization of living conditions in the form of eco-villages and sustainable cities. These concerted efforts move us towards a common goal of ensuring that future generations have the natural resources available for them to live an equal, if not better, way of life as current generations. All sectors of the economy are responsible for realizing sustainable development, and the pharmacy profession is no exception. Our role in drug use, drug supply, and responses to these drug-related problems play a key role in sustainable development. Globally, pharmaceutical waste management continues to be a huge challenge, posing both environmental and public health hazards that could propagate for years and generations. Pharmaceutical industries are also taking an interest in sustainability, acknowledging their role in governance of supply chains and employee support, while looking into the greater impact of drugs on ecological systems beyond the market. Unfortunately, we are already seeing signs of wear and tear related to fast-paced development, with high rates of pharmacy staff burnout both locally and worldwide, which in itself presents as a barrier to sustainability. Other challenges to sustainable pharmacy in Singapore, which might be relatable to you, include limited pharmacy professional awareness and public engagement, health literacy on optimal drug use, antibiotic resistance, and an aging population. The three pillars of sustainable development forms the framework of how we can work towards sustainability, where we hope to achieve better efficiency, responsible resource use, and waste minimization in each pillar. Their inherent challenges and complex interactions give rise to opportunities for disruptive ideas and initiatives, which is what YPC Sandbox hopes to find among you, our participants. If you are already putting on your thinking hats, let us watch this short video on how you can win the sustainability game.
Hi, Alex here. Have you ever played a game without knowing what the goal was? How to win? Well, to succeed in becoming sustainable, we need to know the rules too, and what the conditions of success are. What is checkmate for sustainability? So research shows that there are only a few key mechanisms that undermine our capacity to survive and thrive on planet Earth. This translates into 4 scientifically robust conditions that define sustainability at a principle level, and that have been peer-reviewed and continuously refined over the last 20 years. There is no priority order to these principles. They're all equally important. They're all necessary for true sustainability and, taken together, sufficient to achieve it. Since I've already explained the science behind these principles in earlier videos, I'm just going to explain the wording here. The first principle states, in a sustainable society, nature is not subject to systematically increasing concentrations of substances extracted from the Earth's crust. One important word here is systematically. Think about it as your email box. Say that you get on average 15 emails per day, and you have capacity to deal with about 20. All is well. But one day, a colleague of yours takes a leave of absence, and you get his emails. 15 more emails every day, for a total of 30. Your capacity is still 20 emails per day. So every day, you pile up 10 more unread emails, and they systematically accumulate. So this first principle doesn't mean that we cannot use oil, heavy metals, or other substances from the Earth's crust. It means that to be truly sustainable, we cannot extract them and build our society in such a way that they systematically accumulate in nature over time, like your emails. The second principle states, in a sustainable society, nature is not subject to systematically increasing concentrations of substances produced by society. The word substances here refers to chemicals and compounds that nature has either never seen before, like chlorofluorocarbons, also known as CFC, or has only seen in relatively small amounts. This doesn't mean that we cannot produce substances in society. It means that to be truly sustainable, we have to use substances that nature can easily break down, so they won't systematically accumulate in natural systems over time, and that we only release them into nature at a rate at which nature can cope with them, like the emails in your mailbox. The third principle states, in a sustainable society, nature is not subject to systematically increasing degradation by physical means. This is about how we physically alter nature by way of, for example, logging and fishing. This doesn't mean that we cannot use cut trees or use other resources from nature. We need them to survive. It means that to be truly sustainable, we cannot systematically destroy nature at a rate faster than it regenerates. That would be like spending all the capital in your bank account instead of living off your annual revenue. Instead, we have to use our natural resources without exceeding the capacity of the planet to support life on Earth. The fourth principle deals with the social aspects of sustainability. It states, in a sustainable society, people are not subject to conditions that systematically undermine their capacity to meet their needs. This doesn't mean that we have to meet everybody's needs all the time. It means that in order to be truly sustainable, we cannot use manufacturing processes, suppliers, and business models that create ongoing barriers for people and make it systematically impossible for some of us to meet our needs, such as using exotic mined metals in smartphones, which are now so valuable that civil war is being waged in the Congo to control access to these materials. We'll explore the concept of human needs, social systems, and social sustainability more deeply in future videos. So, here are our 4 sustainability principles. Together, they define checkmate for sustainability, meaning that if our product, our business, or our community can truly achieve them, then we have achieved minimum conditions for full sustainability. Did you notice that they're all phrased in the negative? Nature is not subject, people are not subject. Like in chess, the king cannot escape from capture. They're not prescriptive, like here is the list of the 3,000 things you need to do to be sustainable. These conditions are boundaries. They are the rules of the game. As long as we play within these rules, we can be as creative as we want and invent anything we like. This is exciting. You also noticed that the wording of these conditions is very precise. This is the result of a scientific consensus. They're not designed for communication. I will bring other videos for that. They are here to run in the background to make sure that we are rigorous when analyzing our decisions and initiatives against a robust framework. They are our North Star, if you like, helping us know where we are and make sure that we are going in the right direction. How we are going to use these conditions of success to win the game of sustainability will be the topic of another video, so stay tuned. Please subscribe if you find these videos useful, and please consider becoming a patron.
Thank you for staying with us. You might have yet to realize, but the simple concepts mentioned to move towards sustainability have already infiltrated our daily lives. Wikipedia is a prime example of a product produced by the commons, driven by the need for distribution of information resources and removing barriers to attaining knowledge for consumers, creating a net positive output to our society and economy. For those of you who shop online, you might have heard of Carousel, an online platform for sale and exchange of second-hand goods, which essentially extends the lifespan of our economy's output while improving the overall well-being of our community. Even Grab and Gojek and other car-sharing services play a part in reducing carbon emissions with greener cars and resource maximization in vehicle use. Your daily scrolling of Facebook, Instagram, and other social media is evidence of how we are creating communities beyond our immediate environment and finding opportunities to share and make meaning as a society. And of course, sometimes just watch cat videos and entertainment too. Perhaps closer to our profession, let us have a look at some pharmacy-related sustainability projects and initiatives that are happening worldwide. In Europe, the Southeastern Europe Health Network addressed concerns of healthcare worker burnout by organizing train-the-trainer sessions on mental health and resilience for healthcare workers, with outreach targeting multiple countries within the region. The UK NHS also set up a dedicated pharmacy well-being service to enable free consultation from a well-being coach to provide personal support and motivation to those working within pharmacies. In the UK, an activist group, Pharmacy Declares, advocates for the incorporation of sustainability into initial education and training for pharmacists to build a cognizant workforce with a common goal of sustainable pharmacy. In France, there is a movement to encourage hospital and retail pharmacies to attain certification of PHQSE, which is a mark of high social and environmental quality practices in the pharmacy. In America, an initiative called Med Project aimed to encourage proper pharmaceutical waste disposal by placing drug disposal bins in various locations in the community. Here is a short clip of how it works.
It's important to take medication as prescribed and store it in a secure place. But if you have unwanted medication, then proper disposal is important. Always check the label for disposal instructions and remove any personal information. MedProject kiosks are available inside participating law enforcement offices, hospitals, and pharmacies. Just bring your unwanted medication and place it in a MedProject kiosk. For more information or to find a kiosk near you, call 844-MED-PROJECT or visit medproject.org. MedProject, safe and secure.
Now, I ask myself, can this also be done in Singapore? In Singapore, our national pharmacy strategy is geared towards sustainable pharmacy, with components of improving pharmaceutical care, developing of the pharmacy workforce, redesigning of supply chains, and integration of enabling IT systems. The Agency for Science and Technology and Research, A*STAR, has also launched the Pharma Innovation Program Singapore to drive the transformation of local pharmaceutical manufacturing industry and pre-position it for the future economy. To understand our local opportunities and challenges, we have invited panelists from our Chief Pharmacist Office, MOH Transformation Team, and leadership of healthcare organizations to share their insights during the upcoming networking networking session. So do join us if you would like to find out more or have questions with regards to the feasibility of your project idea implementation in Singapore. In line with the global push for sustainable development, in this year's YPC Sandbox, we are looking to develop a pharmacy-related project that will move us one step closer towards sustainable pharmacy in Singapore. If you have a team and a project proposal, our committee is ready to support you with funding, expertise, and outreach with our networks. A startup funding of 2,000 Singapore dollars will be granted to one winning team to kickstart your project for a duration of 1 year, along with the support of publicity and media exposure through PSS and YPC channels. With the support of PSS networks, we can also facilitate your link-up with healthcare institutions, pharmaceutical companies, or external organizations and agencies for participant recruitment or trial sites, and provide domain expert advice on pharmacy-related areas. The abstract submission form will be open from now till 14 February this year, and we would be contacting shortlisted teams by April to ask for a more detailed proposal and pitch thereafter. If you don't have an idea yourself, but are inspired to join our efforts towards sustainability, you may sign up as a participant using the same Google form, and we will help to facilitate your pairing with a team in line with your interests. If you are still undecided, you may join our mailing list to be kept in the loop for resources and events. The project judging rubrics are as outlined in this slide, with components on relevance, impact, feasibility, and novelty in addressing sustainable pharmacy in Singapore. Further details on the judging rubrics will be shared with participants who sign up with us, as well as subscribers to our mailing list. As a participant, you will be invited to our networking sessions and receive materials related to sustainable pharmacy and startup development. The upcoming networking session will be a panel discussion with some of the key figures in pharmacy locally to help you understand efforts to build sustainable healthcare in Singapore and how the National Pharmacy Strategy relates to sustainable healthcare. Subsequent networking sessions will have speakers on startup skills and proposal pitching, as well as more information on sustainable pharmacy and proposal submissions. For individual participants or teams looking for members, there will also be breakout rooms for participants to interact and brainstorm if needed. Sustainability is not a want or a desire. It is a need and a collective responsibility of humanity. As individuals, we start small, changing our own lifestyles and consumption. As a group, we can start bigger to work on innovative ideas and projects, to collaborate and develop something new. YPC Sandbox aims to facilitate the realization of this idea, and we hope that with our series of networking sessions and materials sharing on sustainability, you will be inspired to kickstart your innovation and join us to work towards sustainable pharmacy in Singapore. Thank you.